So, another great win for the Jazz. In all total transparency, I don't really have a game plan for this post game. I just wanted to get something out. It's been a really hard week this week, but that's life. So, thankfully, the Jazz are making it a bit easier. But the Jazz are just showing how connected they are. I mean, there was this one play that I think Jordan Clarkson had the ball, and Larry Markkinen, it was in the first half. Larry Markkinen cut to the rim. Oh, no, he didn't cut to the rim. Sorry, that was the play before. Larry Markkinen went on kind of like almost like the wing. Oh, it was almost an above the break three, but Jordan Clarkson saw him running there, right? And passed a no-look pass to Larry Markkinen because he knew that Larry Markkinen was going to go right to that spot. And it shows that the Jazz are not only connected and have chemistry, but they know where each other's going to be. And the play before that, I think it was Colin Sexton, saw Larry Markkinen just gunning for the hoop, right? He was cutting to the hoop, cutting to the basket. Colin Sexton saw Lowry doing that and immediately just threw it up for Lowry to dunk it. And to me, that shows the connectivity of the team. It shows the chemistry of this team. And it continues to build. I'm going to go into depth more on this in another video that I'm planning on having out on Monday. But one of the reasons why the Jazz are improving, not only because Colin Sexton's improved playmaking and efficiency, and obviously having Chris Dunn out there. In my opinion, having Chris Dunn out there with Colin Sexton is kind of like it's almost like a signal that Will Hardy doesn't believe that Colin Sexton is a point guard. He views him more as a shooting guard. And so as Chris Dunn out there is more a true point guard with Colin Sexton, and that makes Colin Sexton's job a lot easier when he doesn't have to be the sole playmaker out there. But, obviously the emergence of Colin Sexton is a much better playmaker, a much more efficient player. And obviously being more efficient is a lot easier to do when you have an amazing point guard that can really see the floor and run the offense in Chris Dunn. But the other thing is just their connectivity, their chemistry. They know each other at this point. And it's so fun to see these plays develop organically, naturally, unforced, in the flow of the offense. It's just been so fun. So I do want to call out a few stats really quick. I actually pulled them up instead of writing them down like I told them there. I decided I will just look them up and read it off the screen. Because again, I had no real game plan for this video. It's been a really hard week this week, and so I apologize. I don't have those nerdy stats that I wrote down that some people I know probably would have written them down, and these would have been their own stats, their own things that they saw. But honestly, I barely had time to watch the game tonight. I was just kind of following the score for the most part, then occasionally tuning in. But other than that, it's one of those weeks where it's really, really hard, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So, anyway, so I wanted to start with the Raptors really quick. So, R.J. Barrett, man, he is just not panning out for the Raptors the way they probably hoped. Minus 16 in plus minus. Don't get me wrong, plus minus is not the end all be all, but minus 16. 4 points. 0 of 2 from 3. 2 of 9 from the field. Ugh. That's got 7 rebounds though. That's nice. 3 blocks, also nice. But 2 turnovers and 2 assists. So he has a 1-to-1 assist to turnover ratio in tonight's game. That's not great. Pascal Siakam obviously doing his thing, 27 points, but a minus 23 for the game. Why was that? And, I mean, he was pretty efficient for the game. 5 of 6 from 3. He have a lot of turnovers. 2 turnovers. No steals, no blocks. Only 1 personal foul, so probably just blowout minutes that aren't being accounted for. If it was cleaning the glasses, plus minus would probably be a lot better. But Thaddeus Young, +2. What did he do? Seemingly nothing, but is a +2. That's, again, I don't put almost stock in plus minus, but it is interesting to see, hey, who was on the court when the Jazz were making their run. And, again, if you're a Raptors fan, who was on the court when the Jazz were kicking our face in. Scotty Barnes, 19 points. Scotty Barnes didn't torch us this time. I'm happy about that. 6 of 13 from the field. 46% from the so 46% from the field. Not great, but it's a respectable 46%. 2 of 4 from 3, so 50% from 3. That's really good. You'd take that. Ooh, no. Free throws made, 5 of 11. Oh, wow, you really struggled. 45% from the free throw line. That's not great. But, the thing is about the Raptors is, I would call this a really great win because I was going back and looking at their games before. Just dating back to January 1st, they beat the Cavs by 3. And I'm almost certain the Cavs had Donovan Mitchell. They were competitive against the Kings at Sacramento. I think, they only lost by 5. So I had to wait for my my browser to load. They thoroughly handled the Warriors. I know the Warriors aren't great right now, but thoroughly handled them. That's not an easy win. Lost by 1 to the Lakers, and I'm not gonna lie, 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. Raptors fans and the Raptors players and coach might have a legitimate gripe with the NBA on that one. 23 free throws in the fourth quarter. That's insane. If you're a Lakers fan, you're like, hey, you guys fouled us, not our fault. If you're the Raptors fans, you're probably thinking, refs, can't you occasionally swallow your whistle? I'm sure you did that when LeBron fouled us or when Anthony Davis fouled us. So why are we the ones getting the whistle called on us when they are probably fouling just as much, if not more? They were also competitive against the Clippers, a fully healthy Clippers team that is rolling right now. So they have had a lot of good teams that they've gone up against. Only lost by 2 against the Celtics when they were at Boston. Just really, they are competitive against these really great teams. And here the Jazz are beating them 145 to 113. If you're a Raptors fan, I definitely feel your pain. I know how that feels. So I apologize. But, your record doesn't show it. But your team is competing against championship contenders in the Boston Celtics. Maybe I wouldn't call Cavs championship contenders, but playoff teams or championship contenders in Boston Celtics. And then I would definitely call the Clippers a championship contending team, at least in the West. Only lost by 2 against the Celtics at Boston. Only lost by 6 to the Clippers in LA. Like, if I'm looking at the Raptors right now and the Jazz just thoroughly boot stomped them, and this wasn't on back-to-back. Granted, they may have gotten a little too happy in LA on Wednesday, and who knows? Maybe they had a few too many drinks, who knows? But like if I'm the Raptors fan base, I gotta be happy with the fact that they're competing against these really elite teams. I would also be equally dumbfounded that they lost by 32 to the Jazz, but that just shows where the Jazz are. The Utah Jazz are easily the hottest team in the NBA right now. Before facing the Nuggets the other day, the Jazz and the Nuggets were the only teams that I think had a record of like 8-2 over the last 10. 8 wins, 2 losses over the last 10. Now the Jazz are the only team in the West that are 9-1 over the last 10. The Jazz are playing phenomenally great basketball, and it's fun to watch, especially if you're a Jazz fan. If you're a Raptors fan, not so much. But something I also wanted to call out. So the Raptors led tonight for a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds, roughly. And then the Jazz led for a total of 43 minutes and 30 seconds. Just, again, unbelievable tonight. So the Toronto Raptors, they had 36 rebounds. Jazz had 68. That has to be a lot of second chance points. I'd be surprised if it's not. Assists, again, Jazz are really high in assists. 34 assists tonight by the Utah Jazz, 25 by the Raptors. 7 steals for the Jazz, 5 for the Raptors. No real discrepancy there. 8 blocks each. Turnovers were tied, 13-13. Field goal percentage, Jazz had better field goal percentage, but that was probably because Jazz had more second chance points. Let's see, second chance points. Okay. Yeah, so Jazz had more second chance points. And also more points in the paint. So second chance points, the Jazz had 21, Raptors 15. Points in the paint, Jazz had 58 to 32. Wow, that's incredible. The only category that the Raptors really dominated in is fast break points, and the Raptors are a team that likes to get out in transition and just gun it downhill. So that makes sense. But anyways, so that's gonna do it for this video. If you like the content, found it useful or entertaining, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps me out. If you didn't like it, please let me know what you didn't like about it, where I can improve. I love constructive criticism. I welcome it, and I encourage it. So let me know what you didn't like about it. Other than that, win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, and thankfully it's been really, really good, and it's not painful to do these post games anymore. So, like I said, no matter what happens, we'll react to it here on React to NBA. Thanks for watching.